Well, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Tuesday, or maybe morning here in some realms still. Araya Anra here, and for the love of dragons, coming to you live like I do every week, so that we can answer your questions, fill you in on what's going on energetically, give some tidbits of information connected to the dragon realms. So if you have questions as you're working on your journey to connect to the dragons, maybe you're just starting to open up to them, they're just starting to contact you, because they are everywhere right now. They are really, really working hard to get everybody where they need to be for the shift that we're in. So if you're new to it, there's lots of tools on the site and in the group, so please look around for those. If you go to dragonwithin.com, you've got guided meditations, you've got a free meditation you can download called Calling in Your Dragon, both in English and French on the home pages. You've got the Dragon Within book in multiple formats. You've got guided meditations with the elementals and the intergalactics available. There's different programs. I'm going to be scheduling the next book club. We'll be starting this fall sometime. The next Eye of the Dragon / Way of the Dragonheart program will be starting up in January. So I'll be taking applications for that starting in August. So there's all kinds of tools. I've also got a new program in development that's going to be sort of a beginner, get your feet wet course that I think will be really useful for a lot of you of, how do you enter the dragon realms? What's going on there? So what I want to share today, this is a big weekend. Some of you have been feeling some powerhouse energies going on since the 4th, the 5th, even the 3rd maybe. So knowing that we had the final of 3 eclipses, yes, lots of energy there. I loved seeing that there were a lot of astrologers and different light workers talking about the bridging aspect of the energy over this weekend, because we are in a bridging process. We are actually, that's one of the things I want to share with what the DragonHearts have been doing, because we've been creating, I was shown, to build a bridge into the new earth realm that is going to be the bridge of access for all the souls to go across, knowing that the dragons are the ones that have held the templates of the earth in this universe when it was created, saying, all right, we'll volunteer, we'll be the ones holding the grids. So now that the new template is being formed in the new earth, in the 5th dimensional framework, and that there's going to be the Lyrans, the golden winged lion, the feline realm, taking over that responsibility. There's a bridge being built that is like the baton passing, right? It's the allowance into the new, and it's a space to move from this reality to that reality. And so this span of construction needs to take place, and it was, of course, the dragons that would agree to do that, because they're the ones holding the old template and the construction. So knowing that the Lyrans are working on getting the new template in place and holding those places. So what's been happening, we started on June 6th, was the very first one, which happened to be right after the first eclipse. And this one was this morning. We just finished it, which is why I'm coming on a little bit late. And so we'll be finishing on the Lion's Gate on 8/8, which is a natural opening to all the Lyran energy and the lions. So it's a perfect flow of this transition zone from the dragons to the lions, and the energetics, the geometrics, everything that's going along with that. So if you are feeling some powerful energies, good morning, Candace. There's a lot going on, and we've got energetics going on. We've also got a lot of world game stuff going on, so it can be exhausting. It can be like overwhelming. So really the message of this time has been consistently to be still. There's a reason for the shut-ins. There's a reason for the sort of reset on everything. We've talked a lot about that already. But just to reiterate right now, take the time for the stillness. Take the time to rest your body, feed it well, give it what it needs. When it needs extra rest, take it. If you're cratering during the middle of the day because of the energies that are going on, let yourself take a cat nap. Let it happen, because your body needs, I don't think many of you realize how much your body needs to go through in order to expand into this new framework of dimensional reality. That, and I've mentioned this before, our energy bodies are going to have a lot easier time. The mental, emotional, energetic, they're going to move over it. They're still doing their own expansion, which can be exhausting, but your physical body needs to do it as well. So there's a big focus right now on the breath and rest and being still. Why the breath? The breath is what gives everything to our body. It nourishes and feeds. But if you imagine all the space that the lung tissue and the cell tissues, all the tissues throughout your body need to create in order to expand into this fifth dimensional reality. It's going to take a lot. It's going to be taxing on your system. So taking care of yourself right now is crucial. But moving into the bridge and what the activations are, you might be feeling a lot of things. You might be feeling a lot of new dragons around. The Pleiadians are very active right now. They're coming in for those that are ready to receive their frequencies. The diamond frequency we've talked about was very present today. And as we move into, so the new earth has got these golden templates, and where we're moving across it, energetically it looks and feels like what would be considered like a rainbow bridge. It's that crystalline, more diamond frequency that is reflective of all the colors. And so you're going to feel a lot of diamond frequency. You're going to want to feel, and this, I've got my diamond dragon here with me today, and for the activation was asked to actually put a trine of diamonds on me energetically for the activation that we just did. So in this building of the bridge, during this span from June 6th to 8/8, we're at the middle point. We're at 7/7. Interestingly, unbeknownst to me, when I schedule these and when I get the intuitive hits of like, it's these dates, there's always some kind of astrological alignment that shows up and reveals itself to me as to like the perfection of that timing, with the third eclipse this weekend, with apparently some other big gateways, and this bridging energy happening with certain conjunctions happening astrologically. And then being told this morning, someone just revealed or made me aware that there's a Syrian gateway that's actually opening today as well. So it all sort of fits and coincides. You know, the dragons are one realm of beings that have a large responsibility with, hello Jackie, the earth plane itself, of the templates and everything that's held here in a physical aspect. But there are so many light beings and galactic beings and star beings that are connected to and associated with the desire to see us succeed, the desire to see this shift happen and be successful. And so there's a lot facilitating it. We've talked about the brigades of light, the legions that have been called out and are in assistance and working in their realm templates. I feel like those barriers have sort of been lifted a bit. We talked about that a few weeks ago, how it sort of felt like we were constrained in this, while all the different light bands were working in their dimensional frequencies. It feels like it's opened up a bit more. And you're going to see that towards the end of July, that we're going to start opening more and more, especially after August 8th, when we do the final piece of the bridge and can actually start accessing the new template, because it will be completed by August. Does that mean that we're out of the woods, out of the weeds, out of the hard part of this physical existence? No, we are still having some work to do. There's going to be a lot playing out all the way through December 21st. So call in your dragons, work with them as much as you can, use what's in the book, use the tools you have to invite them in to be around you. And one of the questions that came up over the last week from Karen in the group, really great question, and I thought, I'll share that with everybody because there might be more than you inspired to do that. So what she'd asked was, is it possible, or can you infuse a specific energy, talking strictly about like the dragon frequencies? Say you wanted to have the silver dragon frequency in an object in your house, or in a specific place, or in a piece of jewelry or something. Can you do that? And if so, how would you do that? So knowing that I've talked about like the pendants, like this is the crystal dragon pendant, that is what came through. It's a specific signature of the crystal dragon. And so this actually holds that frequency naturally. It's part of what the crystal dragon brought as a tool to connect with them. So when that energy is infused, it carries that frequency around, and that was an emanation or a creation from the crystal dragon, so that is definitely available and to do. I talk about being able to infuse, like when I open the layer and you order something specifically for you, that we can do a transmission into it so that it receives codes that are specific to you and your dragon family that will help release that and open you to it with that in your presence. But what came to me in answering her question was a realization that a lot of objects and places already have their own frequency or conscious being present. So you need to, Ashley's talking about her stomach going through a bunch of shifts. Yep, all kinds of shifts going on with the body. Anytime that you want to bring a specific frequency into a place or a thing, first tune into whether that already has a frequency with it that might be interfered with, or might, if it's a conscious presence, it's not going to necessarily want another energy aligned with it. So most crystals, trees, specific locations, power points, they might already have a frequency there. If they don't, then you have to align to and allow, I would invite the dragon in, or the frequency that you're wanting to, I'll get to that, Sean, that you're wanting to infuse into it. So say the silver dragon. You need to invite the silver dragon in and ask them directly if they are willing to, if they would allow you to. Because what it does is, by infusing that frequency, it's bringing a part of their being into that, almost like locking it up, like keeping it there. They may or may not be okay with that, because they are always available for you to call and work with. And they may give specific permission for a certain amount of time to have it embedded within that. They might grant something else, but, allow them to be the decision maker. And if they grant that permission, then they will give you instructions right then and there of what you need to do. If you're not able to hear or get that sense, just follow your gut. You can feel in your heart space if you're getting a yes or a no. Or you can douse it. You can use a deck. I know there's an angel deck that has yes-no answers in it. It's Angel Answers, I believe it's called. You can use stones. Like, I'm trying to remember the Paulo Coelho book, that he had Thurum and Numim, I think, that were rocks in his pocket that they can heat, and you can ask for a yes or a no. So get that permission and then get the directive. And quite typically, if it's an object specifically, and I have a very interesting ringing going on in my ears, so you guys might be feeling that as well. Something big just shifted energetically, and it's probably just the final completion of the activation we just did this morning. But if you hold the object in your hand, or you are aligned in your heart space in the place that you're wanting to infuse with that energy, then that would be how it would be transferred. It would transfer through the dragon, through your heart space, and then into that object through your hands, because it would be something for you to use for yourself. If you're wanting to do it for someone else, then it would also be asking the dragon permission to do that, and then gift them with that. But I would say it's not typically something that they will do unless it's an object like the pendants or the line of organite dragons that I've had created for the lair, that are actually created in alignment with those dragons to carry that frequency. But, it always ask permission, because you never know what's going to be granted, and it might be something that is specific that you need to work right then. But they also might say, you don't need an object. You just need to call me and I'm right there. I'm always with and around you and available. So paying attention to that. But want to just alert you that this bridge is being built, that you might have been feeling some very powerhouse energies, and things happening. And interesting that, Ashley, you're feeling your stomach churning. Many of the dragons, whether you're a dragon heart that's activated and awakened and aware or not, that's gone through the program, or just a lot of you are very connected with the dragon frequency, and as your family is present, you're going to feel some of the activations that we're doing, especially if you know ahead of time that they're happening and you're like tuned in and aware, or tuning into the meditation. And I will announce that before August 8th, what time we're doing that, so that anybody that wants to tune in and be part of that holding space can. But Ashley, we had a lot of churning motion this morning. There's a spiraling of trines within the formation today that definitely got all of us spinning. So you may have been feeling that. If you're feeling a little out of sorts and dizzy and like you're on a roller coaster ride today, it could very well be that part of the activation with the dragons that are so connected to, because there are many dragons, and some of you might be these, that have agreed that one of their posts and gifts to this realm, outside of holding a specific place in the grid work, that many are now being called and asked to hold the scaffolding of the bridge, to be the support network that holds it in place as it gets created, so that as humanity is ready and wants to start moving across into the new reality, that it's available, ready, and like set to go. So there are many dragons coming in to actually hold what I consider the scaffolding, even though it doesn't look like a linear span bridge from here to here. It's actually spherical in nature, but our minds can't quite grasp that. So it's still a scaffolding network that is being put together. So just want to give you a few updates, give you a little awareness and insights of what you might be feeling today. Definite powerhouse energy. And as always, if you guys have questions or things that are going on, zip me a note, because it's information that might benefit everyone, and by being able to share it on these lives, it lets it come out in a way that everyone can receive it very quickly and easily, and also receive those downloads that come through. So thanks for being here every week. I really always love my dragon family and love connecting. We will see you next Tuesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard. And as I said, if you have any questions, or many of you aren't aware that I have 20-minute discovery calls. If you're new to the group, new to dragon work, and you want to sort of figure out what direction do I go, where do I start, just go to my booking calendar, book now button on either of my home pages, invokehealing.com or dragonwithin.com. And Robin's asking, the crystal dragon pendant is there today, Robin, if you can see it. And I've got my diamond, this is the diamond dragon that's coming out. He's part of the oracle deck, but also part of the canvas prints that are going to be available. And I guess I could give another little preview, because I have the peridot dragon. Here, I'll just move my camera up for everybody. There we have sapphire and peridot that have made it to my wall. And watch this, guys. This is getting really exciting. My room is getting very, very beautiful. You can see the obsidian, the carnelian, the rainbow, the gold, and the fire dragons all gracing my wall. So I am waking up in a field of powerhouse energy and working in a field of powerhouse energy every day. And just so grateful for it and really excited for those to come out. So Sean, to answer your question, besides finishing that thought of free discovery calls through my site, that's where you find the whole booking calendar. The layer, it's very interesting in these times. We are meant to really be going within and staying in stillness right now. It is not a time energetically, since about late May, to be putting new projects forward, like really pushing them into what would I say, coming out or being introduced or brought into the world, birthed right now, that aligning them, getting everything sort of lined up so that boom, at the right time they can come out, which, like I said, end of July, August feels better energetically. I have been the one always in the past to push things through, to like say, all right, I want this, let's go, boom, 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 trying to force it. And when I go on my timing, there's always something misaligned with it. So I've learned, especially in the book process, 4 months turned into a year to get it in print in a beautiful way, which I'm thrilled with the outcome. The new full color layout is amazing. But I have learned to be patient and let things unfold in their own time. So my original thought was that the layer would be ready around April, May, early May. When that didn't unfold, because the site developer with me, things just weren't happening. And now it's in a space of my schedule is not allowing certain things that I need to go and review. And what I've been shown is it's dragging out because it needs to come out at a specific time later. So probably early August. I'm feeling like probably right after that August 8th gateway. But it will be like really exciting when it is out. I can see it's beautiful in its design. I've got some amazing things that I've collected to share with you guys that I'm creating as the product lines. So getting really, really excited about it. And of course, having that patience is one of these lessons that we're in of just let it unfold. There is so much else that's having to go into the energetics to make it all right, that everything that we're birthing right now, just allow. The focus really needs to be on you, staying in stillness, staying in your light, staying in your vision of what you want the world to be like and unfold into, because it's going through some major birthing pains right now. And just always look at it like that. Every analogy you have for giving birth, whether you've had children or even if you're a guy, if your wife or a significant other, or if you've had friends or sisters or relatives give birth, there's a real process in it. And we're in this place, this analogy actually came through, I think yesterday, of when we look at birth and when you go into labor, and you have contractions, and it goes on, like some people are in labor for 24 hours, right? So when it begins, you go through this process, hi Remington, of wow, every contraction is like super painful, super like, whoa, oh my God, what is this? It's all new, it's all different, you don't know what's going on, especially your first child. And then after a couple of hours of that, you get in a routine, right? You get in a rhythm of what you know is coming, you're expecting it, you brace for it, you move through it gracefully and easily, you keep breathing. And then at a certain point, you can feel the end is near. The baby starts crowning. All of a sudden there's like this, all right, urge to push. There's an urge to finish it. There's an urge to finish, and boom. Then all of a sudden it's like, all right, you get past a certain point and woo, baby flows out. And it's very similar in the process we're in right now with the earth birthing itself into this new reality, into a new dimensional plane. And there's a lot that has to realign. There's a lot that has to reset. So patience and stillness. And as impatient as I want to be with the layer coming out to all of you, I know that patience is going to be the name of the game for it being birthed in the right energy alignment. And obviously, instead of being birthed in the ending, it wants to be birthed in the beginning of the new, in that new golden template. So just allowing that to be what it is. But I'm excited when things do come out. And there's Robin. I have to say, you guys, there's a creation in place. I'm going to just share this little tidbit as a little spice to entice. Robin is a mineral master, I'm going to call her. She is a dragon heart who has a gift with the gemstone and mineral kingdom, and she is helping me create with the oracle deck and all of these magical dragons an essence to go with them to work with that will enhance that frequency of working with those specific dragons. So that's pretty exciting, because not only when the oracle deck is ready, and the oracle deck won't be ready quite yet, the artwork is almost complete, and then I have to go into the deck creation mode. But when it comes out, you're going to have an opportunity to not only get the oracle deck on its own, but to get a set that has these essences with it for these high frequency dragons that is going to be a very complementary tool to use. So pretty exciting stuff. Thank you for that, Akira, Robin out there. So thanks for being here, everybody. Looking forward to all that's going to unfold, both with those things I shared about the lair, but also with this beautiful bridge and the beautiful new earth being created, and what you guys are all visioning. I can't wait to see how it unfolds, because I do feel like the magic is going to start infusing into it, and we just have to be patient and keep moving it through. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you next Tuesday. Have a great, great week. Bye, everybody.